Alright, here's the deal. He's deaf, he's drunk, and he's a bit of a prick. Today, we're talking about Beethoven. The dude didn't care. Friend, foe, family, aristocrat, didn't matter. He'd pick a fight with just about anybody. He refused to follow the aristocratic norms of the time. He didn't believe in social hierarchy. And he would lose respect for his peers when they would change their demeanor the minute they were in front of somebody with money and power. Case in point, he's over at his buddy Carl's country house. Now, Carl's a wealthy aristocrat in Austria at the time. Hanging out, whatever, no big deal. Common thing. Some French officers swing by. And Carl gets the bright idea, hey, let's go see if Beethoven will play us a song. So they travel up the stairs. Knock on Beethoven's door. Say, hey, you think you come play us a tune? Beethoven tells him kick rocks. Slams the door in her face. Walks away. One of the officers talked a little trash. Really got Beethoven going. So he wasn't in the mood. Well, Carl proceeds to kick down the door. Only to find old Ludwig standing there with a chair ready to give Carl a nice wooden hat. They argue back and forth, this and that. And then Beethoven packs his shit, leaves right in the middle of a thunderstorm. Whenever he goes on his merry way, does his thing. Now he's got to find somebody new, foot the bill, keep him paid, keep him fed. Spends a little time playing for Napoleon's little brother. Decides Napoleon's not all he's cracked up to be. Ditches that gig. And spends the rest of his life doing that sort of thing for the most part. Now, mind you, the guy is on essentially what's the government's most watched list. The guy's essentially on what's the government's most watched list in Austria at the time. Because they classified him as a dangerous person for his ideals. Making big waves. So they keep an eye on him. Whatever. How did Ludwig get this way? Well, his dad was drunk and abusive, make him play piano, and at a very young age just forced him, thinking he's going to, his son's going to be the next Mozart. Well, Dad dies. What's Ludwig do? He's the oldest son. He takes over the family, and the tyranny continues. That apple didn't fall far from the tree. Years go by, and his brother dies. His brother had a wife who was not exactly, from what it says, a productive member of society. His brother, in his final will, wants Ludwig to adopt his son, raise him, whatever. So that leads to a war with his sister-in-law, which carried on for all of the rest of Ludwig's life. You think Ludwig was a better father to Carl than his father was to him? Shit, no. Ludwig was still the same old tyrant that he was when he was taking care of his siblings. Which led Carl to have a lot of issues. And then Carl's about 20 or so, in his 20s, and Ludwig dies. All that being said, he, deaf composer, famous for his little da-da-da-da, hated authority, hated the aristocracy, but couldn't stop from being his own demon of tyranny to his loved ones. Be careful who you idolize.